Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the new Real Techniques Blush Crush set. This is the Shimmer and Shine set. It comes with 3 brushes and this bag. So I'm going to go through all of the details of the brushes as well as show you how I apply my makeup using these brushes. And then I'm also going to do some comparisons with some other Real Techniques brushes towards the end of the video. So if you want to see all of that, then keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. So this set retails for $29.99 and it is exclusive to Ulta. This is what the outside packaging looks like. It comes in this box. This set comes with 3 brushes and this bag. So I'm just gonna go through the brushes really quickly. The first brush is this one. It is the 300 powder brush. On the Ulta website, it says arch cut lightly sweeps on powders. So true. I love how fluffy and soft this brush is, and I just can't get over the handle. I think that is so pretty and shimmery. In here, I thought it was really funny because it says brush crush is engineered for performance but designed to be Instagrammable, which I think is so true. I think brands are kind of figuring out that people want to share their products online, and to share them you have to make them really cute, and I'm such a sucker for packaging. Let me know down below in the comments if you buy things based on packaging and then you're either super excited that they work out or so disappointed that you bought it for packaging and they fooled you and the product sucks. So let me know if you buy things based on packaging down below. The next brush is this one. It is the 307 finishing brush. It says tapered cut to lightly dust on powder, blush, or highlighter. And then lastly is this one, which is the 305 shadow brush. Soft taper seamlessly blends eyeshadow. And then of course it comes with this bag, which is a confetti bag. So all of the pieces kind of move. You can probably hear that or see it. Anyway, I like that this bag is longer than a lot of my makeup bags because these brushes, since they have the tapered handles, are a little bit longer than some of my other makeup brushes. So I think that the brushes fit really nicely inside this bag, and you could fit tons of other brushes in there as well. So you have the option to have quite a few brushes in the bag, which I think is really nice. So, and I like that it is plastic. I don't like the feeling of it as much like this. And I feel like the look of the confetti is a little bit of a younger look than where I'm at, but I think that it's really cute, and I personally like bags that are a little bit softer in feeling, but I like that it's plastic because it's gonna be really easy to keep it clean. And so for traveling, I can totally see just putting all of my brushes in here and just using this as my travel brush bag. Another upside to this bag is that although it does have the confetti, it is clear. So if you put makeup or anything in here, you'll be able to see exactly what you have and be able to grab it more easily than bags that are color and it's opaque and you can't see through. All right, let's hop into watching me apply my makeup so I can kind of share with you guys how I apply it and what I use each brush for. I only have foundation on my face right now, so I'm going to go in and finish up my makeup, and I'm going to use these brushes as much as I can while I finish my look. So first I'm going to go in with the powder brush, and I'm going to pick up some translucent powder. This is the Coty Airspun powder, and I'm going to set my face first, and then I'm going to go in with bronzer as well with this brush. So I'm just going to dip my brush into the lid to get some powder on it. And then I'm just going to set my entire face. All right, now that we're set, I'm going in with my NARS Laguna bronzer. No surprise there. I love this stuff. Going right back in with that same brush, and I'm just going to pick up some of this. I'm just gonna do my 3E technique like I normally do. Now that my face is warmed up, I'm going to go in with blush, and I'm going to be using this finishing brush and the Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette. You guys know that I'm obsessed with this. So I'm going to pick up the blush shade Now I'm just taking a dry tissue and that brush. I want to get some of the excess blush off of it because I am going to use it for highlighter as well. I want to get as much use out of these brushes as I can and show you guys the different ways that you can use them. So I'm going right back into that Hamptons Weekender palette with the same brush, picking up the highlight shade. And then we are going to pop this onto the high points of my cheekbones. As you can see, we are getting very glowy, and then I'm just going to dip my finger in like I normally do and just take it down the center of my nose and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Now that I'm done with my face makeup, I'm going to go in with this eye brush, and I'm taking my Tarte Tartelette and Bloom palette, nothing new there, and I'm going to go in with the shade Smarty Pants, and I'm just going to set down my eyelid and just make sure there's no creases from my foundation, and then just kind of blend this into my crease and all over my lid. So this brush is pretty densely packed for an eye brush. As far as like a fluffy eye brush, it's not as like fluffy and flimsy as a lot of eye brushes, which makes it more of a multi-purpose brush. Like you can do what I'm doing right now and just kind of fluff a shade into your crease. You can also do a little bit more of detail work with this, not a ton, but a little bit. Like you could place a color on your outer V. I'll kind of show you guys. I'll do a quick look with just this brush. So I've got just a transition shade popped in. I'm going to go in with Jet Setter, which is just a little bit darker, and take that just a little bit lower in the crease. But again, just kind of blending it everywhere. And then I'm going to go in with this darker shade Leader, and I'm going to work this kind of in the outer corner just to give a little bit of dimension to the eyes. And then when I have basically nothing left on my brush, I can kind of fluff it into the crease so that everything is really smooth. Alright, so as you can see, I use this brush for quite a few different things, kind of the all over color. And if you want to switch shades, there's this like switch thing. It comes in a canister. I'm doing the worst job of describing it, but it's like a little spongy material that you can kind of do a color switch and swirl your brush around it, and it takes all the pigment off. But you can also just use a dry tissue just to make sure once the tissue comes once there's no more color coming off onto the tissue from the brush, you can hop in with another color. Even if you see the pigment on the bristles, you'll be able to switch colors and use your brush for the same thing or for multiple different things. So don't feel like you have to have a different brush for everything if you don't want to. So I did this look with one brush. Now I'm going to go in and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I just finished up my makeup, and I want to go through kind of one by one what my thoughts are on the brushes. So one is the 300 powder brush, and this one I really like. I don't like it as much to put powder on my face, just to like set my face with translucent powder, but I really liked it for bronzer. I like that the bristles kind of are super flimsy. So even though it's not that big and it's not round, it's more oval, that it kind of like reaches a good amount of area. So I do really like this one. It's super soft and fluffy, and I just really, really love this for bronzer. So I think I will continue to use it for bronzer. I also really like to blend everything out after I'm done with like my blush and my highlight. I kind of like to go in with this brush and kind of just blend everything together. So this brush I am kind of obsessed with. And then the next brush is the finishing brush, and this is the 307. I really like this brush as well. This one I don't like for blush, so I just think that it's a little bit too small for blush. I like an angled brush for blush, but I've used this a few times for contouring actually, and I really like it for contouring, and I do really like it for highlight as well. Another thing you could use this for is to set under your eyes with powder. That would be a good use for it. And you could use it for blush if you like to do that. It's totally up to you what you use your brushes for. I just wanted to share a few ways that I've been enjoying using each brush. And then the eye brush, I really like this. I think that this was a good choice for them to put in there because you could use it for a few different things. I showed you when I did my eyes kind of the different ways that I've been using it. So yeah, this was a really good choice. I like that they didn't put something super fluffy in it because although that's really great to just kind of throw a color into your crease and add dimension to your eye, you can't really do anything else with that kind of a brush. And if they made it any more of a smaller brush or a definer brush, you wouldn't be able to put a color all over your crease or blend it out. So I think this was the perfect eye brush to put in if they're only gonna put in one. So as far as the brushes go, I love all three of these. I'm really impressed with them. This is one of my favorite Real Techniques brush sets that I've purchased. It does come with this confetti bag, and it's very plasticky. I have so many brush bags, but I do like that this one is longer because these handles are a little bit longer than most of my other brushes. Let me just find... Like this is my other powder brush, so these brushes, because they taper down to a point, they are a little bit longer. So I do like that this bag is a little bit longer. I think it'll just hold brushes better. So I think that this is a really cute bag. I'm not as big of a fan of the plasticky feeling of it, but I think it'll be easy to keep clean because you can just wipe it down. So overall, I love this set. I think it's totally worth the money. I think that it's adorable too. Obviously, I'm such a sucker for packaging, and the packaging on these is so cute. Yeah, the sparkle handles and the really pretty bristles. These are so adorable. If you guys have been following me for any amount of time, you know that I'm a little obsessed with Real Techniques brushes. I have quite a few. I just want to go through and do a few comparisons in case you have brushes that are similar to the ones in the set and you therefore wouldn't need this set unless you just want to buy it because it's super cute. But there are a couple of comparisons I wanted to make. This is another limited edition 3-piece set that I got. I want to say it was called like the Precious Metals set or something, but it does still have the tapered handles and everything, and I think this brush set is amazing. But I will say that it's a little bit confusing because this brush is called the 300 brush, and then so is this brush, and these are not the same brush. So in this Precious Metals set, this one is the 103, which is the powder brush, and then this is the 300, which is the powder brush, and then this is the regular line of their Real Techniques powder brush. And then I also wanted to show you the Eco Tools full powder brush because Eco Tools and Real Techniques are sister companies, and so I wanted to just give you a little comparison. So this is the Eco Tools full powder brush, and then this is the Eco Tools sheer powder brush. And I will say that I think the closest out of all of these powder brushes to the one in this brush crush set is the Real Techniques sheer powder brush. So this one is a little bit angled and this one is not, but they are both oval in the fact that they're skinnier this way than they are this way. So they're pretty similar. Same with their fluffiness. Their brush height is just about the same. Their width is about the same. And just the feeling of the brushes is very similar. So I kind of get the same finish with both of these brushes. So if you already have the Real Techniques sheer powder brush, the Eco Tools sheer powder brush, you may not need this one. But I love them both. I use them both. I can't choose. But if you're not a beauty collector or anything like that, you definitely don't need both of them. The next brush in the set is the 307. This is their finishing brush. So I have, this one is from another collection I had, and this they're calling the contour brush. And then I have this one from another set called the Multitask Cheek Brush, which the contour brush and the Multitask Cheek Brush are the exact same brush in different packaging with a different name, but they are legitimately the exact same size, same shape, same everything except their packaging. And then I also have this one, which is called the Duo Fiber Contour Brush. So I would say that these two are more close than this one is, but these two are the same. So if you have their contour brush, their multitasking cheek brush, they're pretty similar to this. The one in the Blush Crush set, these bristles are a little bit longer, and this is a little bit more tapered, so it comes to a bigger, or like a finer point. But as far as denseness, I will say that the Blush Crush brush is a little bit softer and more flimsy than these. These ones are a little bit more densely packed bristles, but this one is more, I would say, for like a highlight. You can definitely contour with it, and I love to contour with it, but you can also use it for highlight. I wouldn't use these two for highlight. These are a little bit too dense for me for highlight. And then lastly is the 305. This is the eye brush. I only have these two brushes, which neither of them really compare. This one is the Multitask Eye Brush, and this one is the Domed Shadow Brush. I don't think either of these compare to this brush. I'm sure that Real Techniques does have other eye brushes that do compare better, which I will link those ones down below the names so that you can kind of do a little comparison on your own, but I don't own any of them. So for me, I really love this set. I think that it's super unique, and I am kind of obsessed with it. I'm so glad that I have it in my collection, and I think it's so adorable. But yeah, I truly think that if you don't need something in your collection, don't spend your money on it. If you don't really want it or don't need it, don't feel like you have to buy every single brush set out there if you already have things that already do the same job. So I just want to throw that out there. Don't feel pressured to just buy things because they're adorable and you feel like you need them. You may not need them, and you could save your money to buy something that you want really, like something that you want even more, or something that you actually need to finish out your collection. Alrighty guys, I hope that this review was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.